Hey y'all, this is Bulldog. I just ate a bunch of potato chips. So good. I got these potato chips with my food stamps. This is my first grocery. What's the word? Reception. Hmm? But there's something going on in my eye. It's really bothered me. I'm just gonna point that out. I'm gonna be like poking at my eye. I woke up this morning and really gross. But like my eyes were like glued shut because of my allergies. And I don't know what's going on with my eye. Don't know. But anyways, uh, I am tired. I don't know how good I slept last night. I've been reading a lot. So when I'm reading, my eyes are all squinty. When I'm reading a book, I look like I'm having a hard time. I'm like, well, it's because I am. You ever see a this is a joke. This is a joke aimed at myself. Okay, it's like you ever see a dumb person try to be smart? That's what I look like when I'm reading a book. It's funny because it's true. It's true. That's how I look. But man, I'm a treasure hunter. These books, these I find the best book I can find, and then I'm this is I do this almost every time as a true dumb of a person would do, uh, pointing at myself. Okay, I do it every time. I get this book. I say, wow, this has potential to be very informational. Self help book or some kind of like. And then I get through it, get about halfway through it, and I say, wow, I underestimated the value that this book has given me. It's changed. It has potential to change my life. And this book I'm reading really has, because I've been struggling with understanding certain things that have happened the last few months. Coming to terms with things. Seeing things as right, what could have been right, and what was wrong. And I have to go on a limb. I mean, I'm reading these books, and I'm putting my trust. I'm really reading, listening, understanding, studying, so that I may grow and learn. I don't know. And as an excuse, being a vampire, living under a rock for many years. A lot of things I didn't learn, and I learned incorrectly. I had to go back. Because what I did not know a few years ago was that we as humans are much more alike than what I thought we were. And some of this universal language, this this wisdom that I'm obtaining from this book I'm reading in particular. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter if you're male or female. This is wisdom that anyone can apply to their life. The book is saying, this is how it should be. And you got to trust me on this. Because the other ways, the negativity, the negative won't work. It is not sustainable. It only ends in conflict. And not the good. Not the conflict resolution, just conflict. But, I'm still learning. I'm still understanding. Because, for me thinking, I'm like, well, I still want to be me. I don't want to change so much of myself. What about the other person? What about the other people? The book is addressing that. The book is saying, forget it for right now, just for me, just right now. Forget the other people. This is how you should live your life. Live a positive life. Connect with people. And I said, yeah, I can see that. I can see what you're saying in this book I'm reading. The author is saying, I said, I can see what you're saying. And it makes sense going back and reflecting things I was doing and thinking and wishing that I was or could not be because I wasn't doing what the book suggested. And I even read in a paragraph, it talked about your higher self. When you're being a higher version of yourself, the better version of yourself. It made me think about how, transformations and supernatural stuff. But the book is saying, hey, we all got a higher self. And, not all the time, but from my understanding, like most, it's not all the time that we can access that. These simple principles that can be practiced can be utilized when times are hard, when things are difficult, when there's somebody doing the wrong thing and you have to do the right thing. I think that is, I mean, how do you, that is such a show of maturity, but also a demonstration of, it's like a test from God, a test from life. Because if you're not doing it right and you get checked, it's one of those things. It goes one or two ways. There's some situations you just one or two ways. If you ain't doing it right, speaking of which, I'm starting to learn that. I'm watching from a different source as well. I'm learning people skills from the TV series I'm watching, The Walking Dead. And I'm laughing a little, chuckling a little bit, but it's true though. I can see it. I can see it. And I want to remark right here. I want to make a note. I want to make a statement. I want to make a declaration. In my declaration, my statement, my note, what I want to say is that I see how people build trust. And I can do it, and I have trust with some people to an extent. Being a gosh darn vampire, being a supernatural, I don't know where the line is between people already trusted me or they're pulling my leg when it comes to those some people that are in my life that are supposed to be helping me, supposed to be loving me. To understand that dynamic in regards to what others and what myself see as supernatural. I don't know where. That's where this book I'm reading. This book I'm reading works. I'm going to change my ways. I have been progressively, and I'm studying this book right now. It's a small book. It's a powerful book, but it applies to just regular human things. It don't apply to. I'm just gonna start whining, but I know it's not easy. I don't have the answer. I'm still figuring out so much, even though I've been a vampire for over a decade. And I've been out in the open talking about things, supernatural stuff. I'm known for being able to do magic, stuff like that, supernatural stuff, psychic stuff. I'm also being a good guy in the measurement of The Walking Dead. If I was in The Walking Dead, they, even a person said this in the last episode I watched. There's an old guy went up to one of the characters. One of the characters kind of looks like me a little bit. He's got short hair. He's an ex-police officer. The old guy says, "I know what kind of guy you are. I know what kind of type of guy you are." And the guy's like, "Yeah, well, you shouldn't be saying that." And I thought to myself, like, I was imagining, I put myself in that person's shoes for a moment. Like, if that older guy, if I was to honestly self-reflect, and the older guy came up to me and said, I know what type of guy you are," and just kind of a neutral, I can't do it right now because I'm gonna laugh. I know what type of guy you are. I would think to myself, well, no, I did think to myself, and I said, well, I know what type of guy I am. Pretty afraid, mostly afraid, but courageous, and most of the time don't want nothing from no one. I'm trying to learn how to do things the right way because I wasn't taught that. I had to learn that as far as people skills, and I'm jealous. Boy, am I jealous. There's a I heard I won't say who or where, but or give any description, but they were people of the church. And they were talking, and the way they're talking, I could hear them. I was hearing them, and I was jealous. I was jealous the fact that their ability to communicate on such in an orderly, kind, thought out way of communication. it was it caught me caught me by surprise. I said, I've never really heard this before, or maybe I just don't remember. It was it was a beautiful thing. I even started to I don't want to make this sound. I don't take it to an experimental level. I don't want to say that, but let's just say I'll just say it like it is. I started to power up a bit and try to analyze it with using some of my supernatural uh, change of thought or whatever, just for myself, just internally, just thinking about things. And I was like, well, I can see how, given the way that this person is communicating, that there has been a uh, long agreed upon form of communication, and there are strict rules. And but in a good way. And I saw it as beautiful. I saw it as different, and I saw it as also peaceful. So I am I'm grateful to have experienced that. So I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna make some dinner here shortly. But one last thing I want to talk about, at least mention for therapy's sake, get it off my chest, is that the book I'm reading is talking about negative thinking to positive thinking, and I've thought about this 3 or 4 times a day. I know I'm mostly in negative thinking, and I even started to, talk to myself about how, well, that's the reason why I lost my job, because I got negative thinking. One of those things. It's more complicated than that, but it's just not doing things the right way. Not willing to make that change into positive thinking. I'm still doing it. And part of me, I mean, it's like a 3-part explanation that I tell myself. The first part is that it's a way for me to manage myself. Second part, it's a way for me to manage my supernatural abilities. And third, I would say, it's just how I've learned to do things, because my life isn't easy. But I have the potential. I have the ability to be positive, but most of the time I'm just not that. So I realize it's a way for me to control myself, the situation of myself. It's just how I've learned. But I realize there's so many things, like when it comes to interpersonal relationships. That's not going to cut it. That is not only is it non-sustainable, it's unrealistic. I can't help it if I'm around a good person, that's a good person to be around. I can't help but be positive. I'd have to try to be negative. So it's just, I realize being alone, but being with others, that's exactly my problem. I'll say that right now. It's like I'm alone, but I'm supposed to be with others. But I'll just say this: I don't feel like the world is ready for me or meant for me to be a supernatural dude. But that's just a statement, an opinion, and negative self-talk. And this is a therapy video, so don't quote me on that. I'm hoping to change that. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. All right, bye.